back again. It takes a little bit for notifications and stuff to go out and for it to notice that I'm live again. Let's see here. There I am. Okie dokies. I have my chat up in 2 places, so hopefully I will see when people come in and talk to me. If you want to. I'm here. So I am going to work on some more pickles here real quick. Because I am market prepping and I am getting ready for my Sunday market this week. But I'm also trying to make sure that I have enough. I want to make sure that I have more than enough. It would be nice to sell out, but then I'd have to remake everything and I just wouldn't have enough time. So, what I'm doing is trying to make sure that as I market prep, I'm making enough that hopefully I won't have to make a whole lot week to week, because I do have 4 more markets this month, every Sunday at our mall, our local mall. And then I will have some time to do some videos and to do some more market prepping, because I will have 2 more markets after that. And, well, one's in October and one is in November. Hello, how are you doing? So I am pretty excited. Hello. To see how those go. Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing well. I'm glad to hear that you're doing good. I am prepping pickles for my market. Hello, how are you doing? Huh, that's cool. Classic movie, I'd say Princess and the Bride. Hello. I don't know who that is. Sorry, hun. Hello. Thank you very much. Welcome to the chat, everyone. I hope you all are having a good day. Oh, okay. Happy birthday, Tiny. I hope you have a good day. And I hope this next year is a great one for you. Hello. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing and liking. Thank you, everyone who's returning. You're welcome, sweetheart. Hello. Hello. I'm glad everybody is here, and I'm hoping you all are having a good day. Glad to see everyone in the chat. I'm just sitting here working through a ball of green, trying to make some pickles. This is a little bit thicker yarn than what I typically use, but it works well. What is it called? I think this is Chenille Home. Thank you everyone for liking and subscribing. Thank you for coming back. I just love lives like this where I get to talk to you guys because it's fun for me. Thank you very much. Yes, I love my roses. Thank you, yeah. Nope. Children, no thank you. This is a safe place for everyone. And I do sometimes get children in here, so please be mindful of that. Oh, Lord. Wow, this is kind of odd. Usually I don't get so many, well, we know what they are. Oh. Hello. How are you doing? I have no idea. No. No, 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 no. Wow. We'll just give them a minute to leave if they can't be nice and respectful. Okay. So to all my normal folks, I do apologize that we had all that kerfluffle going on in the chat. That's not how it normally is, and that is not how, I don't allow that stuff in my chat. Hello. How are you doing? So I got another pickle. Hello. Good. I am glad that you're surviving. I know it's kind of hard out there, but that's what we all got to kind of keep doing. Is anybody working on anything fun this today or this weekend? I keep yammering on about my my markets that are coming up. But I am excited. I hope I'm making a bunch of changes to my booth and stuff for this week, so we'll see if that makes a difference. And for my new folks, I do lives on Saturdays at 1 p.m. And then Thursdays at 5, and then also at other times when I can fit it in. Sometimes I do late night crochet sessions or knitting sessions. I am from Wyoming in the United States. Where are you from? Cool. It's been a long time since we went out to LA, but I've been there a couple of times. But I prefer the areas where there's more antelope than humans, like in Wyoming. I like the wide open spaces and not so many people. But I'm weird like that. When I was a child, yeah. We went to Disneyland a couple of times. And then when I was an adult, we just visited family that live in LA. But at that time, I had 8 different colors of purple in my hair. That was a while ago. Oh, no. No, I'm not a raver. I am crocheting some pickles for my market on Sunday. And then I will probably get back into the chickens. I think I have enough yarn left to make a couple more pickles. No, we had a couple of family reunions out in LA. Yeah. Make you one what? If you're looking to buy a plushie, you're more than welcome to email me. My email is in the Dropbox. Or you can contact me through my website, Hot Dog Crochet. Thank you very much. I have been crocheting for quite a while, so there we go. The one thing about this chenille yarn is it sheds, and so you end up covered in it. So I'm going to try and do my best to get through most of this type of chenille yarn. I don't normally do shout outs, and crocheting is, it's a skill. I have been doing it for a very long time, and it's one of my favorite hobbies. I think it's easier to learn crochet stitches than to learn like knit and purl stitches and how to read your stitches. But it takes time to get there. Okay. So, yeah. I think crocheting is easier than knitting. However, you may not find it easier than knitting. You may find something else easier. It's whatever speaks to you. Hello. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I learned from my great-grandmother, and I'm sure I drove her nuts. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Do you still crochet? Ah. So what I would suggest, Daisy, is to go to the Crochet Crowd on YouTube and look at their corner to corner blankets and follow one of Mikey's tutorials. You will learn the basic crochet stitches. Hello, please keep it PG. Hello, that's okay. And you can make a really fast blanket that way. Okay, but please, thank you for saying that. But please understand that we could have children in the chat, and we don't talk about anything that's not PG. It's okay, because what I'm doing is not for everybody, and that's okay. But thank you for saying that, Daisy. No, everybody's welcome as long as we can all keep it PG. And most of the time, people are just wanting attention. And I won't fight or argue. Because I like it to be nice and calm. Let's put it that way. There we go. Ah. That's okay. To each their own. It doesn't bother me. If it was somebody that I knew and they were purposely trying to upset me, then yeah, I'd get upset. But I don't know these people and they don't know me. And you never know what's going on in their life. Another pickle. I don't think you guys were here to see my elephant. He's kind of cockeyed there. But I made an elephant pocket friend. What else did I do? I made a frog pocket friend. And I made an octopus pocket friend. And then my last one was a cat. He is a little odd looking, but I've been market prepping for this market on Sunday. We're supposed to have quite a few children. Thank you. Yeah, I think they came out good. We're supposed to have quite a few children coming to this market, so I'm excited. I can, but not right now. Yes. And I'm going to have like freebies and stuff in case families can't afford like my prices. I don't think I'm exorbitant, but you know, they may not have the extra money to purchase a plushie, so I have stuff for, you know, to, oh, thank you very much, to give to the children that aren't able to purchase anything. I've got like scrunchies, and I have some stickers coming. I have some keychains. And then I have some butterfly appliques that I'm going to take. I did not make them, but my mother and I purchased them off of the Facebook Marketplace. somebody's grandmother had passed, and we were able to purchase these boxes, and in those boxes were hundreds of these butterfly appliques. And I got the boxes because I wanted the boxes for like my projects and stuff. So that's one of the ways that we're going to use those. Mom is also going to make herself a cardigan out of the butterfly appliques. So it'll be interesting because I can guarantee you I'm not going to be able to give out all of the butterfly appliques that we have. There's hundreds in there. And they all look different colors. They're all the same size, but this grandmother did these butterflies in all different colors. Well, I doubt that you're in Wyoming, hun. If you were in Wyoming, then my market is actually in front of our town's mall, but I do have a website. There's not much on my website, but if you're looking for something, you can always email me and I can make you a listing. And my email and my website are usually, I try to make sure they're always in the drop-down box. Thank you guys so much for popping on and talking with me. And thank you to everyone who is liking and subscribing. That really does mean a lot to me. I always like meeting new friends. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, gotta stuff this one. The nice thing about these pickles is they don't take a ton of stuffing. And because I'm not great at doing embroidery for their faces, I have asked my mother to help me with that. Because I can make all kinds of plushies, but sometimes doing the embroidery is what kind of catches me up. So my mom helps me with that. And then if you see my posts on YouTube, oftentimes there's like a small glamour chick in it. My mom makes the glamour chicks and I like to post the pictures. Because she's kind of shy about posting her stuff, so I grab the pictures and I put them up because that's just, I think her glamour chicks are really cute, and she comes up with really cool ways to decorate them. And like now she's making what she calls the cock of the walk, which are roosters. And they usually are in like motorcycle boots. which is so cool. I mean, they're very small chickens, but she does a good job with them. I would not, because she's using 4-weight yarn, and it usually takes her a day or two to finish one. My mom is a peacemaker, and so she doesn't really put herself out there much. And we're doing the our crochet business together. And we're doing a plant business together. Well, the plants are more her thing. I do like the plushies. But I do help like sell her stuff and sell her flowers. So we help each other, and she just doesn't do much with her chicks, like to advertise them, but she does sell them. We don't have any for the markets right now because she's working on some other stuff. But she will be making the glamour chicks like in October and probably November, because she's going to have knee surgery, and so she thinks that's going to be a good time to work on those again. Oh, it's okay. We knew this was coming, and we have things kind of figured out. I don't drive, and so Mom usually is the one that drives us around, but we figured out, you know, how to get everything done and get her to her appointments and get me to my appointments, you know, all that kind of stuff. That way, that worry is kind of off of her mind. And she thought that she wouldn't have her surgery until like November or December. And they called the other day and told her, oh, we're getting you in September 30th. Which is kind of odd. 2 years ago, my grandmother passed away on September 30th after having major arterial surgery. And she told us that, you know, she wanted to have this surgery, and, you know, if she didn't survive it, she didn't survive it. She was okay with that. And Mom is in so much better health than my grandma was. And I'm not worried about her passing away. Hello, how are you doing? And it's just kind of odd that it's going to be the same day. But it is what it is. That's when they can get her in. And I told her to get her knees done sooner, or her knee done sooner rather than later. So I am very glad that she's going in to get it done. I'm glad that you're doing good, and I'm glad that you're back. Hi, how are you doing? I'm back too, for the 3rd time. The first time I went live, I must have did something to the settings because nobody joined. So I stopped that one after like 15 minutes and started a new one. And then friends started showing up and we were talking. Which is kind of why I do this. I like talking to you guys. Not a problem. Because I stopped to take a dinner break too. Now, what did I do with that? Sorry, I dropped my well, you know, you have to start somewhere. And one view is better than no views, because I had a lot of times where I went live and I didn't have anybody, but that's okay. Oh, well, that's odd. Oh, I'll go live again Saturday at 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. That's odd. All he could see was black. Sometimes when I first go live, all it is black. And if you wait a little bit, then it picks up the live. I don't know why it's doing that. Good deal. You have a great night too. Well, that's odd. Thank you, hon. Well, then I do not know what that would be. Maybe try going live again. Maybe it was just that day. Let me put my eyes. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to get these eyes to line up. There we go. Now we need a beak. Instead of doing the beak, I'm going to do the eyes for all of them, and then I'm going to do the beaks for all of them, because I got a lot of them here. Yep, that's right. That's all I'm doing is adding the safety eyes right now. And then I'll go through and add all the beaks and then close them up and add the combs and all that good stuff. There's that. That's a little low. There we go. go. There we go. I'm almost done with the safety eyes, guys. The pickles are all done now. I just need to put faces on them. And then these are my chickens from earlier. I made the chicken bodies and now I'm going to work on finishing them. I'm putting in all the safety eyes and then I'll do the beaks and then I'll close them up and do the, stuff them, close them up and do the combs, you know, the top, and then they'll be ready to go. No, I don't. I am this will be market number 4 of my markets for the year, and I'm only going to do another 3 after that. So I missed that, Daisy. Huh. Is there a reason why you can't show your face? Oh. Is it for religious reasons? Or is it just kind of like a rule, or? Oh, okay. No problem. I'll quit bothering you about it. Okay. I can respect that. Someone's trying to keep you safe. Ah. Oh, okay. I understand. Well, um, maybe when you are away from the person that made that rule, you know, you move to a different location or whatever, maybe you can make the, you know, decide what rules work for you. Okay. I'm going to show my age for a minute. What's rumble? Okay. I'll have to look it up. I haven't heard of that, but I'm not in the know about everything. Is it like an app? Okay. Have a very good night, and I'll see you next time when I see you. Good deal. Okie dokies. I am almost done with the first white chicken. Let me get some of this fuzziness off. So there's the first white chicken. And here is what the brown chickens look like. So pretty similar. Thank you. Got to get some more stuffing out. Not that these guys take that much, but when you're batch making, you have to have. Oh, no problem, hon. See you next time I see you. Have a great night. Here it is. Goodbye, hon. Okay. For everyone that's here, I am going to black my screen out so that I can real quick find my needle, and I will be right back. How do I do that? There we go. Okie dokies. There we go. Couldn't find the one that I like to use, so I'm going to get out another one. I am going to put a comb on this guy first before I do the mouth. I am going to throw in an extra one right here. Hello, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Oh, I'm doing very good. Good deal. I'm working on chickens right now. This one's gonna have a really, this one's gonna have a big beak on it because I set the eyes a little too far back. Okay. So here's the second one that I've gotten done. This was the first one, and this is the second one. Before I put the stuffing in, I am going to do my beak real quick. Thank you very much. How are you doing? I know you're back again, and so am I. Thank you very much, Cray. Ah, okay, I have to find the clipper first. What did I do with it? Well, there we go. Is that a little bit better? Cool. Yes, but I don't want to give anybody a headache or anything. But yeah, they do a bunch of different patterns. I just don't know what I did with my clicker. I'll have to find it later on. Hello. I am currently working on chickens. I have done several pickles. They need faces though. Then this is something that I made. And this is another one. This is an elephant. So I am just working through some of this yarn that we got off of Facebook Marketplace, because I have a bunch more coming in tomorrow. this lady was having a sale and she was selling 2 huge boxes of yarn for 20 bucks. And it's like, you can't beat that. Yeah. So. Working on it, yeah. I'm gonna do a eggplant. I didn't do an eggplant, hon. I did pickles. They're all weird pickle things. Oh, you mean the elephant? Yes. Yes, that was fun to do. I need to get a good gray and do that again in a good gray. I am working on batch making some chickens for my market on Sunday. How are you doing? Way better. Way better. I don't even have to have hydrocolloid on it anymore. It's almost completely healed. Thank you, but that's not exactly my goal, but thank you. That gentleman, Jeffree Star, I think he does like makeup and stuff. I'm such a bad female. I don't wear makeup. It's just not my thing. But Jeffree Star, he lives here now. Oh, wow. Thank you very much. And well, I shouldn't say he lives here. He lives in Wyoming. That's where I live. And like, he can't really go out around town and stuff because people know exactly who he is. And he gets stopped a lot and people ask questions and, you know, want to talk to him. And it's kind of hard for him to have a normal life. Even though he did move to Wyoming, which was an interesting choice. But it's also very conservative here. So I'm hoping that people aren't really mean and negative to him, but I don't know. I just know that he receives a lot of attention, whether he wants it or not. And I think that would be a really hard life to have. Not being able to leave your home because people know who you are. And they want to stop you and get photographs. And they want to interrupt your dinner and all that kind of stuff. Jeffree Star, I'm pretty sure that he is a makeup guy. I do know that he's famous. And I'm pretty sure it's for makeup. But other than that, I don't know much about him. But he does raise Highland cows. But, you know, he even living in small town Casper, which is the other big city in Wyoming, he can't go out and just live his life. Like, people want to stop and talk to him and take photographs, and I think that would be really a hard kind of life to have. I mean, how would you spend, you know, go out and eat with your family or whatever? and constantly having people wanting to be in your business, I don't know, I think that would be hard. I think people who do get famous probably have, even though they have money, I think that they still have hard lives. So, but that's just my opinion. I could be 110% wrong, but that's just my opinion. Even though I talk a lot on these lives and whatnot, when I'm not on live, I don't do a whole lot of talking. I do more listening. But I can be a blabbermouth when I'm on these lives. Let's see here. Ah, yeah. Hello, how are you doing? Hello. I am working on chickens for my market this Sunday. Yes, Humphreys is sound asleep on the couch. Doing his nighttime routine. I am covered in fuzzy right now. I almost feel like a plushie exploded on me with all this fuzz. Yeah, I think a lot of people crochet. I think a lot of people knit. A lot of people draw. A lot of people sing. There are a lot of people that have creative outlets. I think that there's a lot of things that are that have been popular and then are coming back to be popular again. You know, like sewing and doing all that kind of stuff. Yes. There are a lot of crocheters on YouTube that will do like rendezvous or meetups. We have a local knit and crochet, actually we have a couple different knit and crochet groups in town. You can get your crochet supplies kind of all over. It depends on what price point you're at. So if you're on the low end, I would suggest going to like a thrift shop or a garage sale, because you can get them, you know, the metal ones usually really cheaply. They look kind of like this versus one with a ergonomic grip. You can get them from like Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Michael's. You can get them from Amazon. My favorite hook is a 5.5, and I kept losing it. So I bought a pack of 5.5s for like $6 off of Amazon, and they're ergonomic. And I think I got like 6 of them in that pack. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. Yarn, lately I've been getting my yarn off of Facebook Marketplace, because people have been putting out some really good deals. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to go get a box of yarn that, well, 2 boxes actually, that a lady posted on Facebook Marketplace for $20. And that's a very good deal. You can sometimes find them on, you know, stuff on sale at like a major retailer like Michael's or Yarnspirations, Mary Maxim, Hirschner's, Premier. So that's kind of, you can get stuff all over. It just honestly depends on what you can afford and what you like. I don't always use ergonomic hooks. I'm not like, I don't have to have them. However, sometimes they're a little bit cheaper, than the regular hooks, sometimes not. You can get like the bulk sets on Amazon, I think for like as low as like $6. I don't know what they cost at Walmart because I honestly have not gone to look anytime recently. Michael's and Hobby Lobby tend to be a little bit more expensive than like Walmart, although not always. You really have to watch your sales. If you're looking for, like I use polyfill for my, to stuff my plushies. And I get my polyfill through Walmart because that's the cheapest that I can find usually. However, I do shop around to see what the least expensive price is. I hope that answered your question. I know I kind of meandered there a little bit, and I'm sorry. That's just kind of how my brain works. You can even sometimes get yarn at like the dollar store, and they will sometimes have crochet hooks and knitting needles. I don't know how good they are. I know that I did not particularly care for the Premier yarn that they had because for me it was just a little too thin. But if you're on a budget, you know, it may work for you. And it may work for whatever project you're looking for, because it would be a really nice, that Premier yarn would look really nice in like a kind of a more lacy granny cardigan or something like that. But I wanted it to make a blanket or to make plushies. And it really wasn't the best for either one of those endeavors, which is fine. Because, you know, although sometimes I think I know what the yarn is going to do, it doesn't always do what I think it's going to do. It doesn't always behave the way I think it's going to behave. Because it depends kind of on how it's created, how it's spun. And, you know, is it a natural fiber? Is it a, like an acrylic or a polyester? You know, it just kind of depends on what you want to use and what you can afford to use. And realistically, Cray, I'm going to go back to you. There's not many crocheters that actually sell in my area. And when they do, they're they're not just mainly crochet. They have other items that they're trying to sell, whether it's decorated skulls or it's jewelry, you know. Usually I'm the only strictly plushie person at the markets where I go, so far anyways. I really wanted to do we have a small business what is it? A small business market where they encourage small businesses to come out and show their wares and sell stuff. But it's on the same day that I have my holiday, kind of like my Christmas thing, my Christmas market, which I didn't know I was going to get into, but I found out today that I got into. So maybe next year I'll do the small business one. Maybe not, though. It just kind of depends, because if the 307 event, which is the holiday event, if that one goes off really well, then I'll just stick with them. And usually I have heard that their markets usually do really well. So we'll see. I was blabbering again, sorry. I think I'm going to give a couple of these guys rainbow combs and see how that goes. Because I have this rainbow blanket yarn sitting there, and I'd kind of like to use it. Because I was thinking I'd make like frogs or something out of it, but now I'm going, I just don't know. Okay. Yellow. That's what I was looking for. I think I'm going to do 3 with the peachy pink combs, and then I'm going to do 3 with the rainbow. Okie dokies. Okie dokies. These last 3 are going to have rainbow combs. Because see, this is the one that I've been wanting to use. I made some turtle shells out of it the other day. Why do I keep losing stuff? Sorry, guys. Okie dokies. Oh, that's what I'm doing. Sorry. Remember to hydrate. Don't dehydrate. And if you have not taken your medicines or your vitamins, remember to do that. And take care of yourself. No, I do not. So what are Gen Z? Oh, yeah. That makes sense. I thought you were getting ready to tell a joke or something. So are people that are even younger. I had a young lady in 4-H come up and talk to me with her mom this Sunday, and I think that they're going to maybe contact me for some lessons on how to crochet, which I told them I would do for them. Because, you know, they're homeschooling and, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're 100% right. I have, she's not really my niece, but she's my cousin's daughter. And yes, she is extremely interested in crochet. And she makes a lot of her own clothes. She also thrifts a lot and sews. And I mean, she does all kinds of stuff. Which was stuff that like her great-grandmother, my grandma, would have done. Not that my grandma didn't crochet or knit, but she could sew, and you know, she did a lot of thrifting, and she did a lot of shopping. And so does Kins, but Kins, she's just as frugal as my grandma. Never mind. Yeah. And I'm tearing it because I I don't know where my scissors walked off to. But that's kind of how today has gone. Where I'm like, I just had X and I don't know where it went. But that's okay. I'm gonna go one stitch in front. Okay. Yeah. And I always liked going to the thrift shops and the secondhand stores and stuff. But that's because Grandma would take me. And I could almost always find yarn or something that I just could not live without. And Papa would put up with it, and he'd buy whatever I wanted. Which, thank goodness for Papa, because he sure saved us a lot of grief. Haha, backup scissors. Yep. You're 100% right. I'm gonna have to find my sewing needle and my scissors, because I think that they might have fallen into the box over here that's full of yarn. So later on, I will go digging for them. Okay, rainbow. Well, there we go. I don't know if they'll come out looking rainbowy, but I'm gonna try. It at least will be colorful and bright. And Cray, you're right. They're always in the very last place you think to look. Okay. So that's how the rainbow color came out, or the colorway. Ha! There's my good scissors. No, there's no Wi-Fi. And they told us that they're going to keep having the DJ, and he plays copyrighted music. So I wouldn't be able to go live anyways. I mean, I would like to, but that's not going to work well. But I am going to do a reel, probably in shorts, and make sure that I get good video and some pictures of what we have. Because I already told Mom she's got to take new pictures for me. Hello, how are ya? Hello. How are you doing? Good deal. I'm glad that you're doing good. I'm just sitting here making chickens. Although this is next to the last one. So then we can go on to possibly something else. Oh, I'm sorry. That's always rough when you lose a pet. Yeah. Well, I hope, although I realize that that's a very hard thing to go through, I hope that you have that you can find something good today, and tomorrow, and the next day, because it's hard when you lose a pet, but over time, I'm not going to say that time heals all, but over time, you don't forget, but you, I guess, learn to cope, and you move on, and you find other things that you enjoy, or other animals or other people. So this one is the second rainbow. So here's the first one, and here's the second one. %, no. It is sitting right here in front of me. I can see it. But crochet inspiration has hit, and sometimes I just follow the dopamine. Plus, I'm going to, I think I already told you this, but I'm changing my booth up, and I'm going to change how we display things, but I'm also going to change what we have. And I have a ton of time to get that hat finished, because she doesn't, her birthday is not until the very end of September. Thank you very much, Cray. Yeah. They're coming out pretty nice, and I usually don't like making chickens, but I do like making them in this really lovely larger yarn. Cool. Thanks, Hannah. Well, I had the bodies made earlier. I made them. And now all I'm doing is the finishing touches as it is. So yes, they are working out fairly quickly, but it took a little bit longer to do the bodies, which is why I just did the bodies, and then I came back and have done the rest of it. Because otherwise, just making each chick individually would take a long time. Yeah, you crochet the body. It's like making, well, what is the best way to describe it? It is like making a, have you ever made one of those pot holders where you chain and then you go around and around and around? It's a lot like that. Yeah. They're not hard. It's just, I don't know. It's easier to batch make them than to make them individually. They're kind of like turtles. You make one part and then you go back and you assemble. Nah, well, for you it's probably late. Oh, I am making, this is actually my last chicken that I'm making, or white chicken. And then I'm probably going to swap back over and start working on turtles. Bye. Have a good night. Or I might find something else to do. We'll see. But this is definitely the last white chicken because it's the last body that I had yarn to make one with. Yes, this is actually, you're 110% correct. The road that is right in front of our house is actually a highway. So yes, it gets noisy sometimes. But we're on a snowplow route, which means that when it snows, unless it snows like 3 feet, then you really are snowed in. But the rest of the time, the snows that we get, we don't get snowed in. Now, people that are like out in the country, and I say out in the country, and they're like 10 miles that way, or 10 miles that way, or that way, or 10 miles in a circle from around us is the country. And they get snowed in, and they can't get out, and they don't get snow plowed out. But we do, because we're on one of the main roads. Well, it's a highway, but it's a main road coming up from the hospital, and then the road that's 1 block that way is the main road going to the hospital and to the police department, the sheriff's department. You know, it's all kind of down in that area. I guess that's more than you guys really needed to know, huh? So here's the final one. Let me grab the other two. So first one, second one, and third one. I think the third one's comb is probably the prettiest. Okay, so those guys are done. And I won't need that hook anymore for a while. I don't know if you guys can see, but like my entire shirt is just covered in fuzzies from these plushies. I am going to have to, oh, Jimmy, you know what it's called. Lint roll everything, including myself. Thank you. Yeah. So how am I going to do this? Because I still need to make heads. Okay. I don't even know how many of these I have. Hold on just a second. I'm going to have to do some counting after I move some more yarn around here. Okay. My big grocery bag of turtle shells. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, and 48. Okay, we've got 48. I need a calculator because now my brain is going, we don't know how to count. That's not 49. Okay, so there it is. 49 minus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 11 heads in every color. So we'll start with the heads because I forgot I needed the heads. Hello, how are you doing, Aggie? Yeah, those ones. No, those ones won't work. It's these ones. No, it's not. These ones. Sorry, I have to find the right size of eyes. Yes, everything is going well. I need these for the bigger ones. There it is. Sorry, I was looking for I have this container for the backs of my eyes. And I tend to misplace it frequently. So I need 11, and I already know that I've got 5 in this color, so I'm just going to make 7 more. Yeah, that sounds right. This is a really, really pretty forest green. And if Hirschner's really does start selling like new big twist, I think I'll check it out. This pattern, there it is the, yes. I have tattoos on both arms, actually. So this one, sorry, is a rose with a spider web, and then crossbones behind it. No, I was never in prison. I just like the symbolism. Then on this side, I have a robin. And then on the inside, which is hard to see, I've got my grandma and papa, and then my Aunt Ruth and my Uncle Dick. So let me see here. There it is. I have to find my pattern real quick. We're going for a turtle. I probably say the name wrong. I probably call her Tina, but she's actually Tilly the tiny turtle. I have. I've actually had all of them a long time. I got all of my tattoos when I was 25. So this is called Tilly the Tiny Turtle, and it is from Crochet with Luna on Instagram. It's a free pattern. I thought I started that way. No, that's not the one I wanted. I'll just use this one. So, This is a really nice pattern because it works up really quick and easy. And it's easy to batch make. Okay. And because Tilly is a teeny tiny turtle, I use like a really small eye. No, that's okay. No problem. It's called Tilly the Tiny Turtle, and it's by Crochet with Luna off of Instagram. You can go onto Instagram and search patterns, like free patterns. And some are still on there. Some have links to like Ribbler. So if you have a Ribbler account, you can jump over there and get them for free. Or sometimes they'll take you to like their website. Yeah. I'm glad you guys could join us. Well, join me. It's fun talking with you guys. Ah. Oh, okay. We're pretty overcast tonight, so I don't think we can see it, but okay, you have a great night, hon. Thank you. Yeah, plushies are cute. I also like making wearables. I like making clothes and that kind of stuff. So, Chris, do you have a channel? Oh, okay. Yeah, you are 110% correct. That's an idea that I'd never thought of. But it'd kind of be the same concept as doing a lovey, I think, to some extent. But that's a really good idea. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. This is what the head looks like. And when I do use thicker yarn, sometimes I will throw like a smiley face on it. Let me see here. This is not the Tilly pattern, but it's kind of based off of the Tilly pattern, and so it's bigger. Let me show you like a side comparison of the heads. This is way bigger than this. And in this one, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I put a smile on it because he's bigger and he can hold the smiles, which saves me from having to try and do embroidery with my mom because she's good at it and I'm not. But everybody, you know, has their own strengths. And mine is just not embroidery. No, I really like using variegated yarns when I can get them. I've been getting a lot of yarns off of the Facebook Marketplace lately because people are, they buy it because they, you know, want to make plushies or whatever, but then they decide that it's just not for them. My name is Jamie, and I live in Wyoming. But anyways, I like variegateds. Solids are nice too, but I really like variegateds. I think they're pretty. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Chris, do you make a lot of like shirts or sweaters? Thank you very much. I know what you mean. I'm trying to think. There is, oh man, what is his name? I have to think on it. There is a gentleman that does actually do crocheting, and it looks like knitting. And he makes his outfits and stuff because he, oh dear, I'm gonna screw it up. I can't remember what it's called, but in his state they have like a gentleman's beauty pageant. And he does make crochet shirts and whatnot for himself in that to wear, you know, in those contests. Yeah, you're 100% right about that. So there is a husband duo. Yes, there's a husband duo out of the Northeast. Their channel is called Needles at the Ready, kind of like Wands at the Ready, but Needles at the Ready. And both of the men knit and crochet. And they're kind of interesting to listen to. But you're right, there's not that much that's really geared towards men. I mean, there might be some stuff on the Crochet Crowd, but I haven't gone looking, to be honest. Because the only guy in my life that I might crochet for wouldn't wear it unless it was entirely black. And I'm not going to make an entire sweatshirt out of black yarn. I love him. He's a great guy. My favorite cousin. But I am not going to make him something out of black yarn. Because that's all he wears is black. And he's been like that for ages, where all he would wear is black. You know, and if his son would want something, I'd make something for his son too, but neither one of them are that interested in it. However, there are plenty of females in the family that are very interested in it. So. But you know, I don't really know that many designers that are crochet designers. Yes. The one thing I'm going to tell you is just like you can hold your hook in multiple ways when you're crocheting, same thing applies with your knitting needles. And even though some people be like, oh, you have to hold your yarn in such and such a hand or in such and such a way, I wouldn't do that. Hold the yarn the way that it's easiest for you to tension while you're learning how to knit and purl. Because realistically, in knitting, there's way fewer stitches that you have to memorize. It's more about figuring out what part of the stitch is the front, like the front leg, and what is the back leg, how it sits on the needles. And it took me a while to learn how to knit. I tried several times and just could not get the hang of it. And then this last time, when the pandemic hit, I did really well with it. And I don't like those people that say, oh, well, this is the right way to do this. Because unfortunately, or fortunately, there's hundreds of ways to do, well, I shouldn't say hundreds of ways, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. Let's put it that way. Yeah, there are, that's actually a recognized knitting style from overseas. Some people even have like a little pouch that one needle sits in. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways. There's Russian knitting, which is kind of the, how do I say this? Russian knitting is a little bit more like, it's like the opposite of English knitting. And so for a while, that's what I did, was just knit kind of in the Russian style until I got good at reading my stitches. The other thing I did was I wanted to knit because I wanted to learn how to make socks. And so I followed a free pattern off of Ravelry. And there is a YouTube channel that I follow, Simply in Stitches, and she does a great job of explaining and I think showing how to form the stitches. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty interesting how there's different ways of knitting. And like there used to be these knitting contests where people would come from like all over. And those ladies, wow, their hands would just fly. And they were judged on how quickly they could knit, but also how accurately they could knit. There's a YouTube documentary, well, there's a documentary on YouTube about it. Yep. I think it helps to have like a goal in mind of what you want to do, because then you're driven to, maybe not driven, but you're going to put more into it. I had a sweater I made a couple of sweaters last year and they didn't take very long, but then I decided to knit myself the Never sweater, and it's not a hard sweater, but that darn thing took me almost all year long. I think I started it in April and I didn't finish the darn thing until almost November. I had health stuff going on, but it was just like, come on, Jamie, you can do this. And I did. And it's one of my favorite sweaters because it's in my favorite color, purple. Oh, cool. Yeah. And I think that that's why I like both knitting and crochet. Crochet, I get the easy, quick dopamine fix. And knitting, even though it takes longer, I like I'm not going to say I like all those projects better than my crochet projects because I don't. But there are some that I really enjoy. I don't think West Knits has any like hosiery type patterns, but he's pretty well known, Stephen West, he's pretty well known in the knit community. And he's got some really interesting clothing for men. Yep. I like watching his tips and tricks and seeing his dogs. Yes, you're correct. The nice thing about crochet though is that it's a little bit easier to frog backwards. I have learned how to drop down and fix my stitches in knitting, but it's definitely not my favorite thing. Yeah. Yes, you're right. She did. I really haven't followed her as much in the last several years. Just because I've kind of been doing my own thing. But it sounds like she's really doing well, you know, like having her own like yarn line and whatnot. And, you know, I hope that she and her husband, you know, although they're online, you know, I also hope that they get to have their privacy and people are respectful of their lives, because sometimes when you're online like that and you get really big, people are not respectful. I don't even know. Do you know if Fiber Spider is still putting out tutorials? Because that's one I haven't checked on him in a long time, but he does some knitting tutorials. But I still think he kind of focuses. Oh, okay, good deal. But he still kind of focuses more on Yeah. He focuses more kind of on, I don't want to say feminine, but maybe more delicate stuff. Oh, cool. He's got a shawl that's like crusting wave shawl or something like that, something about the waves. And I've made that a couple of times, and that's always a big hit. And I really enjoy that pattern. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I have not, this is gonna sound awful. I follow so many people that knit and crochet that some of the ones that I used to watch like religiously, I don't watch as much. I just don't, they get lost in the fray. But yes, he is a good teacher. Make sure to get your water in and hydrate. You're right. I hate that feature of you. I shouldn't say that word, but I don't particularly care for that feature. If I want to unfollow somebody, I'm going to unfollow them. But I kind of go through periods where I'm like, ooh, I want to watch a lot of crochet, and then other times I want to watch like farm channels. We have one farm channel, well, it's actually two, but it's the same family. And we watch them pretty religiously every day. They have a new video that comes out every day. And my mom and I really like to watch Chad of Doss Farms and Doss Outdoors. Hello, I'm doing good. How are you doing, Whitney? Ah. Well, isn't there a Miguel? I'll have to think on that because I think there is a Miguel. Isn't he? Maybe he's a knitter though. That sounds good. Yeah. Mango. Sorry, I got a little off track. I've been getting frozen fruit from the store, and they didn't have my strawberries one time because I love frozen strawberries. So I got frozen mangoes, and that was really good. Hi, Mindy. How are you doing? Oh, it's not Mindy. It's okay. Lorelei. Thank you. I don't know why that's so hard to remember. Lorelei, kind of like what Gilmore Girls. Okay. I will do my best to remember that. I'm sorry. Oh, I am now on turtle heads. Let's see here. Where's my chickens? So I made some chickens earlier. And then what else have I made? I've got this tiny turtle. Well, it's not a tiny turtle, but it's a turtle. Let me dig down in my box here. So this is an elephant, kind of like a pocket animal. Yes, they did. Here is my pocket pal that is a cat. You can stick stuff down in here. What else have I made tonight? Oh, if I can find one. Where'd they go? I worked on pickles. This is another chick. I just did different combs. Yes, they are. Although I heard, well, it may have changed, but last I heard the crochet version of the emotional support chicken was not so good, but maybe they've updated it to make it better. But yes, people are making a ton of those emotional support chickens. And I personally think that the knit ones look really cool. But I'm not going to take the time to knit a chicken. It is doing so much better. It's not 100% healed, but like the stitches are out and it looks way better. Oh, that is cool, Lorelei. Yeah. Me too. Me too. Oh, cool. Did you like working with the velvet? Yeah. I don't know that I like making scrunchies with the velvet. I like it with the Premier Chenille, which is very similar, but I don't know. And I was never bougie enough to buy, what was that called? Something couture at Joann's. You have a good night. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. As do I. Although I'm making a sweatshirt out of that. Three, four, five. It's not right now. I am going to get back to the sweater eventually, and finish that tutorial and get that all out. However, right now I am, because I've kind of changed gears with my markets, or what I'm going to do for my next several markets, and I have decided to make a bunch of small things. And so most of my stuff that I have is a little bit larger, to very large, and so I decided that I needed more small stuff, and that's what I'm doing, is making a lot of small stuff. But I will get back to that sweater because I do want that. I definitely will want that this winter. Oh, cool. That's awesome, Lorelei. The hat and my sweatshirt are in timeout. I have turtles, and then I might make, I'm debating on making some bears, like maybe polar bears, because I have I have a ton of this white, and I'd kind of like to use it. but but the thing is I want them to be small. So we'll see what I come up with. Yeah. I'm just going to have to be kind of careful because the yarn, I'm limited on browns. And so the brown that I have is fairly thick compared to, that's not really the thickness I normally use. This is more the thickness I normally use. So the yellow is the thickness I normally use, and then this is the super bulky that the brown is. And I've only got really one color of brown, and then I have this dark gold color. Oh, good night, hon. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. And then this is like a dark gold, and then this is like a lighter gold. So I'm trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to use them because I am in a time crunch. Well, not really. I am trying to use as much of this as I can to make small items because I purchased some more yarn off of the Facebook Marketplace. And so we're going to go get that tomorrow. Oh, I need to do one more round. No, that's 4 rounds. So. I don't know really what's going on, but a lot of people are selling yarn on the Facebook Marketplace for pretty decent deals. We went and picked up an entire big bag of blanket yarn today. And then tomorrow we'll go pick up these 2 big boxes of everything from like a 5 weight 6 weight down to a 4 weight. And they're big boxes. There's a ton of yarn in there, a ton of colors. And you know, Mom tends to use the 4 weight, and I tend to use the larger ones for my plushies, but I still use 4 weight for like my clothes and stuff. So I think it'll be a good deal, but I have a lot to work through. And I have an entire box sitting right here that I'm trying to fill up of small items for my market. Because I'm going to try and switch gears a little bit from the big stuff that makes my heart sing to smaller stuff that hopefully will appeal to a wider audience. Plus, I'm going to raffle off one of my plushies there at the market to try and kind of help bring people into our booth. So because we're gonna like change my setup and stuff, and we get an extra pair of hands for the next couple of Sundays, which I'm excited about, to kind of, you know, help and keep things running the way they need to. Well, it's almost, that's what I was going to say. It's almost midnight. And I have an appointment tomorrow morning that I have to get up for. So I think what I'm going to do is leave you guys here. I am going to do a live on Saturday at 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Lorelei, I'm 2 hours behind you. And I will probably be showing plushies on that one because I need to reorganize everything. However, I like to end all of my videos, all my lives, the same way. I want to remind you that you are wanted, you are needed, and you are loved. Be kind to everyone, including yourself. And I hope to see you soon. Nice to meet you too, Chris. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.